When the heavens sought to test humanity, they sent down not fire, not punishment, but a trial. A question whispered into the heart of civilization, carried on the winds that swept across the sands of ancient Babylon. Here, beneath a vast, dark sky filled with moving stars and swirling clouds, a story was about to unfold. A story not just of gods or angels, but of the very nature of choice. In this city of towering ziggurats and flickering torches, where whispers of destiny were traded in shadowed alleyways, the grandest stage was set. The air itself seemed to hold its breath, waiting for the players to arrive, waiting for the test to begin. Humanity, in its pride and its striving, was about to receive visitors. But these were not conquerors or kings. They were a reflection, a mirror sent to reveal the truth hidden within every mortal heart. The sky, once a serene canvas of cosmic dust, was torn asunder. They moved with a grace that defied gravity, their faces composed, their eyes holding the wisdom of ages. Yet, for all their celestial power, they were burdened by a destiny they had accepted but could not yet comprehend. They were sent among mortals, not to rule them, not to guide them with divine authority, but to be tested beside them. Their mission was a paradox, to offer knowledge, yet warn of its danger. As they walked the bustling streets of Babylon, they began to teach. They unveiled secrets of the unseen, the sacred knowledge that mortals craved. But with every lesson, every revelation, their words were laced with a solemn caution. They were a living, breathing temptation, a test of faith and restraint, walking in the guise of teachers. The people of Babylon listened, some with reverence, some with ambition, but few truly understood the gravity of the warning. The trial had begun, and the scales of fate had already started to shift, imperceptibly at first, like the first grain of sand in an hourglass. And then the heavens sent their final question. The atmosphere of Babylon changed. The deep, echoing hum of the city gave way to a new musical melody that was at once mysterious, feminine, and undeniably powerful. Her name was Inanna. In human form, she was a vision of mesmerizing beauty, but it was her presence that truly commanded the world around her. Conversations halted. Heads turned. The very air grew thick with a palpable energy. Her arrival was not an act of aggression, but a quiet, irrefutable statement. The true trial was not about knowing, but about feeling. The final question had been asked, and its name was Inanna. The fall is never sudden. It begins with a thought, a flicker in the soul. Tena singly, isitant step. The once unshakable resolve of Harut and Marut began to fray at the edges. In the silent spaces between their duties, their gazes would meet across crowded courtyards, a shared, unspoken conflict passing between them. Their interactions with Inanna were a dance of subtleties. A lingering glance that lasted a moment too long, a quiet word exchanged in the twilight that held a world of meaning. They were caught in a storm of their own making, a war waged not on a battlefield, but within the confines of their own immortal hearts. Duty wrestled with desire. The sacred vows they had made in the celestial courts now seemed like distant echoes, drowned out by the intoxicating melody of her presence. The world around them began to reflect their inner turmoil. They, who had warned humanity against falling, were now standing at the very edge of the precipice themselves, staring into the abyss of their own unforeseen weakness. The storm broke, not just in their souls, but in the heavens above. The sky over Babylon turned black, and thunder, like the furious judgment of the cosmos, shook the very foundations of the city. It wasn't a grand, dramatic act for the world to see, but a quiet surrender within. And in that moment, the epic, swelling music of their trial was cut short, plunging the world into a deafening silence. In the moment of choice, it was not heaven that failed. It was not humanity that was judged. It was the ones who believed themselves beyond temptation. As the finality of their decision settled, the sky responded. They wrapped around Harut and Marut, binding them not just physically, but existentially. And from a distance, Inanna watched. Her expression was unreadable. Her powerful calm a stark contrast to the divine cataclysm she had set in motion. Their pride becomes the very path to their undoing. The great city of Babylon eventually faded, its towers crumbling to dust, its stories turning to myth. The storm passed, and silence returned to the land. But it was a different silence now, one filled with the echo of a profound truth. This was never the story of angels. It was not a tale of divine power or cosmic battles. It is the story of choice, the story of us. It is the quiet, eternal struggle that rages within every heart that has ever beaten. The question that is asked of us every single day. When faced with our deepest desires, which way will we turn?